Hello everybody, how are you all doing today? Welcome back to Mama's Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how I make my bitter leaf soup. This bitter leaf soup is going to be made with egusi seeds, that's the melon seeds. Some people make it with all kinds of things. People make it with oha, mix it with oha. Some part of Nigeria cook it with ukpo, achi and things like that. But today I'm going to make my bitter leaf soup with egusi. So let's see what I need for this wonderful soup. Here I'm going to be using some oil, and I put this here to show you the type of bitter leaf that I'm going to be using. I got this bitter leaf from the store. It's Nina bitter leaf. I tell you guys, this is the best bitter leaf. Just buy it and wash it and shred it. It comes frozen, so when you buy it, just defrost it and wash it off again, take off the bitterness, and then you can shred it up. This is really nice, guys. So I'm going to be using that, and I'm going to be using some oil. This here is goat meat. You can use any type of meat that you like. I'm going to be using some salt, Knorr cubes, smoked fish, which is optional. You may decide not to use it. I'm going to be using these 3 onions because I really need the onions with the egusi. And here is my grounded cray fish. And this is the bitter leaf I told you about. This is it here. I'm going to be using some habanero pepper, and of course the egusi seeds itself. So let's get in the kitchen and make this happen. Okay guys, now I'm cooking the meat, and this is how I know some of you must have known how I make my meat. I cook my meat from my last video. I always just put the meat in the pot and season it with some chopped onions. Here I have some of the grounded crayfish. I'm going to put a little bit in the meat, and I always like to cook my meat with some pepper, so I'm going to put some sliced habanero pepper on it, and of course my Knorr cube. So if I don't really want to touch the pepper, I'll just leave everything this way and cover it up for like a few seconds, and by the time I open it, the Knorr cube will be soft, and then I'll mix everything up. So the meat is here cooking, and we'll continue with the food. Okay, this has been boiling for about 15 minutes. Now I'm going to put my smoked fish. That's how I make my food. I always put the smoked fish when the meat starts to get cooked. You can use any smoked fish of your choice. This is smoked catfish. So I'm going to put this here, and this now is when I'm going to taste for salt, and if the salt is not enough, I add some salt. I have not added any salt at all. I just added Maggi cubes. So now I'm going to try and see if I need to add salt to it, because you don't want to put too much salt in your soup. So you mix everything up like this. Let the fish go to the bottom. And after you put the fish, you don't let the meat cook for too long anymore. Just let it cook for another 5-10 minutes. I always like to add my smoked fish at this point, just to flavor it up. So let me taste for salt. Okay, I think I need to put just a little bit of salt. So this is about half teaspoon of salt, because I'm still going to put salt in the soup. So this is just for the meat. You mix it up thoroughly. Then I'm going to cover it, bring the lower down the heat, and then just let it stay here for another 5 to 10 minutes. Okay guys, I'm getting ready to start the soup. I've boiled the meat and seasoned it. Everything is ready, but I'm going to show you how I mix my egusi. I've already blended this egusi. I grinded it dry. I like buying my egusi, buying the seeds and then grinding it myself. So I've grinded this egusi. I'm going to blend it together with this onions and this habanero pepper. This is just to, normally I'll put it in the mortar and pound it and mix it up in the mortar. but I don't have time for that today, so I'm going to use the blender to just mix everything together. So let's go. So I have my oil in the pot. I'm going to turn this heat down to medium. And this is about 2 spoons of oil, 2 spoons of my cooking spoon. So I'm going to put my egusi mixture into the oil. So I'm going to let this fry on its own. I like my egusi to be fried and then, you know, come out in chunks, a little bit of chunks. I don't want it smooth for my bitter leaf soup. So I'm going to leave it in this oil to fry itself until I get the texture that I want. And like I told you guys, I like my egusi to be fried and have some lumps. So I'm going to be turning it. You have to constantly turn it. See that all the oil is almost disappeared. So I'm going to turn it a little bit more, and then I'll add some water just to bring out those chunks that I want. But you have to first of all fry it in the oil like this, and then you add a little bit of water, and then you cover it and let it cook, and you'll see the chunks. Chunks. I don't know how to explain it, but that's all I can say. I can call it chunks, but you'll see what I mean when I finish cooking. So after all the oil is all disappeared like this, you add some water, just a little bit of water, not too much, just a little bit. See what I did? Just a little bit of water, and then you don't turn it thoroughly. Just add that water on the side, and you're going to cover it up. So that's how the chunks will come out. If you mix it, then it will become smooth egusi. But if you just put the water and pat it little by, just gently the way I'm doing it, pat it like that, and then just cover it, and make sure your heat is on very low. You cover it and let it cook like that for another 5 minutes. So guys, this has been boiling for about 5 minutes, and you see the chunks are forming up. But with egusi, you don't really need to turn it too much. You don't need to overturn your soup, your egusi soup. There's this belief that the soup will get sour, the egusi, if you turn it too much. So, I mean, taste sour. So the chunks are forming up. You see it there, it's all forming, and I'm going to keep, you know, cooking it gently until I get the real texture I'm looking for. But you can see that it's all chunky now. It's not smooth anymore. It took a longer time to get to this stage because I added water. If I had mixed the egusi with blended onions, or if I had done it in the mortar and pounded the egusi with the onion together, within 5 minutes you get the chunks. But because I added some water, the water has to fry first and dry up before the chunks can really come out. And you can only get this type of chunk if you put onions. If you are frying just the egusi, you will not get it. But if you add the egusi with a lot of onions, then you'll be able to get these chunks. So I'm just gonna wait for it for another few minutes before I start adding other things. Okay guys, I think this is enough. I've gotten the texture that I want. You see the egusi is really in chunks. Can you see that? Everything now is in chunks, and I have to be careful or else it will get burnt. It's starting to get burnt already, but I cut it on time. So I'm gonna start adding other things. My light is completely off at this time while I'm gonna add the rest of the things. Here is the remaining of my grounded crayfish. I'm going to also add my Knorr cubes. My Knorr cube, and I'm going to put some salt. This is about half spoon of salt. Also, please remember, egusi is sensitive with salt. And now I can add some more water. I'm adding more water. Remember, I don't want my egusi to be watery, so that's why I really fried it to this extent. Just put water on the side. And I'm going to pour the meat and the meat stock. And the fish too, everything is in here. The smoked fish and the goat meat and the little stock in the meat. And I'm going to mix everything up together. So now I'm mixing it up, mixing everything up. I hope you can see the chunks I'm talking about. It all depends on what you feel like or your taste, but when you make egusi like this, you really enjoy it, especially if it's going to be bitter leaf soup. You will enjoy it if it has this little bit of chunks in it, instead of being all smooth and, you know. And you see the oil came out again after almost disappearing. It's all back again, but it's not much. It's just a good amount, good quantity. I mean the right quantity. So at this time I'm going to taste for salt and let it simmer for another 5 minutes, and I'll add my vegetable. Okay, yeah. Guys, this is nice. I need someone to come and taste this. This is nice. This is delicious. This is really good. So I'm going to turn it again. Not too much now. Remember, I told you egusi doesn't deserve to be turned too much. According to our mothers, they said it will get sour. It will taste sour. Okay. So I'm going to turn it again. Put my heat back on low and just cover it and let it cook for 10 minutes, for 5 minutes. So guys, this soup is ready. It's ready, ready, ready. I'm just going to turn it a little bit and add my vegetable, my onugbu, bitter leaf. Then I'll turn it for the last time, turn up the heat and just let it cook on its own, because my stove, when you turn off my stove, it will still be on for at least 10 minutes. It will still be very hot for 10 minutes. So I'm just going to turn off the heat and let it sit on the heat for 10 minutes to cook the onugbu and then to finish up the cooking. So I'm going to turn it and mix up the onugbu. Guys, you don't want to just smell this. This is I don't know. This is too delicious. It looks too good. And that's how I come up with my onugbu soup. You see, I don't like my soups to be watery. So pardon me if you think it's too thick. I don't like watery soup. So when I cook my soup, I cook it thick. I don't like watery soups. So that's why it is like this. Even when I make Ogbono or anything, I want it to be thick. Vegetable soup, I want everything thick. So everything is mixed up now. It's mixed up now. I'm just gonna cover this, turn up the heat, cover it and let it sit on this heat for the next 10 minutes. And I'll serve it. So onugbu soup is ready. So guys, this is the onubu soup, and this soup can be eaten with fufu, gari, anything. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you and bon appetit.